When you work in a Vue on large scale sceneries, it's sometimes maybe difficult to access some materials to modify them. Your list can be extensive. And the easier way to access this by using World Browser and using the Material tab. So you'll notice right here we have it in a layers and we have multiple objects inside our layers already. You can still access by selecting the object from browser, and now we can drop down and access directly materials from here. However, sometimes it's not efficient because you may have the same materials using through all objects. So we can select all of them, and you notice there's duplicate, and we can access same way. But again, if your list is very long or you don't know how to scroll up update, it can be a little bit difficult. It's much easier if we start using the material tab to access specific type of materials. Besides, you'll notice right here it's actually tell us what type of materials it is. If your list is very long, and for example you have again scroll, you always can optimize this list by right click or just click on an arrow, and you notice right here we have several options. There are toggle options, so it's mean I can select show only material select object and show only materials name at the same time. So let's click on this thought, show only materials of the names. If we click, you notice right here the icons is disappear. Sometimes I do like icons on because they tell me what type materials it is and help me to work better. So as all enable, and before we continue to show on a name, let's look on some of those icons as I mentioned. So you'll notice right here we have it kind of like a star or effect, and it's the bitmap. So it's telling me it's using image as a texture for this. So we'll go down. You'll notice next we have a simple material. Simple material, it's mean I can modify. Okay, and if we open, it does not use a bitmap. It just Vue basic material. They also it's tell me when if I try to export this model, it also kind of warn me what type or how it is export bitmap, and a simple will export good. I need to pay more attention on maybe layered, all this volumetric. So you'll notice like square, meta clouds, it tell me this is a volumetric type of material. And of course we have other ones. We have ecosystem, and let's expand our ecosystem, and you notice right here. Okay, let's expand one more time. We have this tree, it's telling me it's ecosystem, and also this multiple kind of layers, it tells me it's layered material. So this one's material I need to pay more attention when I'm exporting because they will give me some difficulty or capability issues. So again, the bitmap is probably the easiest one to export. Okay, we have it layers, we have it simple, we have it ecosystem with tree. We also have it this kind of two-sided, so it's mixed materials. It's telling me again, so I can look on this and I can see up front what kind of materials is using in my scenery. So the next, what we'll look before, I can say okay, when I'm don't kind of worry about these areas, I can disable, so it's minimize cluttering, and I can say show only materials of selected object. So on this case right here, if I go and select the tank, you'll notice it's showing me only materials that is used for this tank. So now I can select specific just that material, and you notice right here, and access directly that material and modify it if I need it. These options show only material select object. It does help me isolate the material specifically for that object. Even similar materials may be used in different objects. If you want to edit a multiple materials at the same time, in this case let's disable some of those names. So we'll go back. In this case, if I select like iron body, you notice it's all three objects is selected with the framework is highlighted with the textures is applied. So at this point, if I go modify this material, and let me go just for example set overlay. That way you can notice all three of this material is all three objects materials is changed on all of them, so it apply globally to all. You can also access and modify materials selected from all of these properties. There also, you notice on the bottom we have edit all materials, so that way I can modify not just the one texture that I did right now. I can modify all of materials together. Depend on how many materials and complexity this window may appear. And notice right on top it says 24 materials. So I use this quite a bit often when I import the legacy models, maybe from Pose or other things. The couple things, the bitmap or bump map normally set even 0.4, and that is actually okay. Let's go apply it, and you notice we start having huge grains right on the model, so I don't like this. So many times when it's happened, okay, let me select it. Let's go to edit all materials back. This is how I optimize. I take my bump map 0 for those models, and I rework highlights, bring down, because many times when you work with highlights they're way higher, and you notice the response with it's a little bit delayed because it's trying to apply to all of those materials that using 26. So you can modify same way, and this way it's all 24 materials currently will be affecting at the same time. I do not recommend to work obviously change your bitmap or other texture to this, because remember it will apply to everything. However, some of these bumps, adjustment, highlights, maybe even a reflection or additional effects, you can modify it and it will apply globally to all of them. Okay, the next helpful utility is actually using the hide or highlight. So same things like we have in some of the objects where we can hide some of those objects out of our scenery. We can do same with materials, and it's helpful if material is very complex. So for example, right here we have it, let's go on default, and you'll notice we have it options scale to change global fold materials, but also we have the options to hide this material from our view. We can set specific highlights. So for example, okay, let's go hide. We can go change green, so we can set highlight. On this case, I can see where this material specifically will apply to my scenario. So let me go ahead and actually switch this back to pen. Okay, we'll go to select, show material only on select objects. In this case, we only want select the tanks. Okay, now right here we only show the tanks, and now I want to set this iron value, kind of preview but hard to see for me on my pre-render preview. So I'm going to select these two. Okay, let's go switch back to I, and we right click with mouse so we can select color, and I'm going to select red. And you can see right here on preview, it's showing me where this material is applied on my tank. So it's a little bit easier to view on a preview windows versus maybe in your view windows. So it's help you to isolate those images. And again, so if we want it, we can hide some of those materials to isolate it and preview any specific. And you can see right here it's become a little bit more transparent, so you can kind of focus on specific textures, or if you needed ability to almost preview between them but leave it kind of options. So it's very flexible tool, and again it does help you with work. Same things will apply if you work with the ecosystem materials. Okay, in this case let's go show all of them. Okay, the same things you can do with the clouds. If in some cases clouds may take it time to pre-render in a view, and same we can hide all ecosystem materials if you need it. so you can have a little bit faster preview and render time.